I don't know, guys. How is it now? Seems a little grainy on my end. Can anyone see me? Trying again. I don't know what that was. Hopefully, lucky Maddie, somebody will come back. The connection, it just said it was unstable with YouTube and then it kicked me off. So it seems a little grainy. I don't know if it's because of maybe because of the light. I've got a little, like a modern looking chandelier type light hanging. James, how are you? Can you hear and see me okay? Because I had a bad connection before and it sort of kicked me off. Maddie was on before and Lucky Seven was on, but it just got really grainy and told me my connection was unstable. So, okay, cool. Hopefully all is well with you, James. We signed your saw. I don't know why you wanted my signature, but it's on there. It actually ran pretty good. You know, he did kick my butt, but that's okay. We had a good time. I want to say thank you to everyone who wished me words of encouragement. I was bumming out when that sprocket was out of round yesterday, and I just wanted to throw in the towel. But at first, I was going to throw in the towel and say, "The heck with it, I'll just stay here and go to my daughter's graduation." But no, I made it. Left here about 6 in the morning. Got up there a little after 7, and we started cutting at 9 because there were noise ordinances up there. We couldn't power up before 9. And I left around 10. So I had, a few races with Maddie and, played around a little bit. Had a good time. Had a real good time. So it was just good people, good food, good saws. I got to see the new Steel 500i fuel injection saw that's not available in the U.S. It's only available in Europe. These guys, I think one guy got it in Sweden or somewhere, but just really cool. The steel now is like pure white. It used to be like a creamsicle color, like a light off-white. Now it's like pure white and orange. It just looks kind of looks more like a toy now. I don't know. The plastic, I don't know. The creamy color, I think, looked a little better. But anywho, yeah, like I said, I got there. Dan was making egg sandwiches on the griddle, and those worked out well. And cup of coffee, got going. About an hour and 15-minute ride for me. It wasn't too bad. About 72 miles. So Maddie said he had about an hour ride from Farmington. So he went back, though. I saw some of the other videos. I guess they went back and started hogging away at some more logs. But definitely a fun time. I was telling everybody about the story of the 346 XP that I had. Basically, I've been so busy with power equipment over the past month that I just haven't had a chance to even tear apart that 340. So I was out at a farm show 3 weeks ago, and I saw a 346 XP a guy had for $100. Actually, he wanted a little more. I got it for down to 100, and it seemed to run okay. It started on the first pull. It didn't seem like the seals or anything leaked. I got it home. The compression was good. I didn't pull the muffler at first. I should have, because it did have some scoring. I showed Maddie that today, but you know what? It ran good, and I told him this morning, I'm just going to run it till it explodes. I don't care. So I turned the RPMs. These things can run usually up to, I think, 14.7. They can run to safely. There was a guy there, the one that was handing out, put it this way, he beat Maddie a couple times, and he was running an 8-pin rim sprocket. He was running 15,000 RPM. We put my tack on it, and I don't think Maddie ran that high. I think Maddie was getting up to about 13 or maybe even 14,000 RPM, but this guy was running 15. You could tell it was really cutting through the wood. Mine, for whatever reason, I got toward the end of the cut, the last 2 inches. It just seemed like it wanted to stall out. I don't know why, but hey, like I said, $100 saw. All I did was modify the muffler, clean it up, put a new side cover on it, put a new recoil cover on it, do RSC steel chain and Sugihara bar, and just had fun. Had a good time. Definitely had a good time. Maddie was on before. I don't know if you saw that. My last stream I did about a half hour ago. YouTube, I guess, didn't have a good signal, so it sort of put me in limbo where it locked me up. So I had to shut it off, and now I'm back on. But I'm hoping I can get subscriber count up because I would love to be able to use my phone again and do live streams like Maddie did with his phone. I mean, it's the easiest way to do it. I mean, I can record and post it, but live is the best. You know, um, big turnout. I think Maddie said 30 people were there, or 30, at least 30 were coming, and I believe it because when I left, people were still coming in. Tons of saws. I mean, there must have been, oh man, I would say 50 saws that I saw at least, all around. It seemed like more of the Husky guys were running their stuff first. The Steel guys were, chain sharpening, doing some other stuff. Maybe they came on a bit later. But like I said, I had to go at 10 a.m., so I only had an hour to really race and do what I had to do. So, but it was great fun. I wish I could have gone back, but like I said, family first. Daughter got her master's degree, so thumbs up to Jessica. Um, she's officially now a teacher. She got her license during the week, so pretty cool. Yeah. The saw I have though needs some work though, but the one I tell you, the one that Maddie's got for you, it barks pretty good, makes a nice sound, and it was cutting pretty good. The chain he had on it, it was an Oregon chain, LGX or something like that. I forget, but it's similar to what I was running, the RSC chain. The first chain he had was, I think, a round profile. And I don't know the terminology that well, the chisel, semi-chisel, whatever, but the one that's got a square edge on it is what I was running, where Maddie had a rounded edge on the first go round. Then he brought out a box of new Oregon chain and he put that on with the square profile, which is similar to mine. So, and it bit better. But there was one kid there with a 346 XP. All he did was a gasket delete and a muffler mod. And I tell you, this kid was ripping and he was beating Maddie and he was putting out noodles of chips. I mean, it was really cool. Young kid too. And I guess he saw some of Maddie's videos and, I guess a lot of people are doing some of the stuff Maddie did with the gasket deletes and things like that. His bolt for bolt videos, great sources of information. I was watching them. And that's what got me into it. I mean, was I ever into chainsaws before? I fixed them. I got them running. Did I understand timing and all that stuff before I met Maddie? No, I never really cared. People would just drop them off, give me $25 to get it running. I'd throw some new fuel line in it, whatever, new fuel, got them running. But now that you know what you know, I mean, I'm a mechanical engineer by training. So, to see that stuff, I mean, it interests me. So it was kind of fun. Yeah, the 268. You said you ran it a little bit? Yeah, that was a surprise, wasn't it? Did you even know it was coming? I think Maddie said he just sent it out to you. So that's pretty cool. That must have been a surprise at your doorstep, you know? So hopefully that was cool. But yeah, like I said, having met Maddie, I do thank him for giving me the chainsaw disease because before I could really care. I mean, someone would drop one off, I'd fix it, and I'd give it back to him. Now I look for Huskies and I look for Steels and Johnsonwoods and Echoes and things that I can fix up and hop up and things like that. Didn't see any Echoes today, which I'm a little disappointed at because I've always been an Echo fan. Just because every Echo I've ever owned or serviced starts on the first pull and always runs great. So never did one in a performance application, but I do have 3 of them or 4 of them in sizes ranging from say a 40 up to 60 or 70 cc. So I do have some. I may build one. Who knows? I was going to buy it and it shows up here. Well, Maddie's a class guy. I guess it was a good way to cheer you up too. So that's good. I'm glad it worked out. But yeah, the saw, the 350, I forget what top end is on it, but I tell you, ran strong. It ran strong and it barks. What a sound it makes. You could tell when Maddie does the saw though, because the first time I actually met him, went up to his house, he handed me the as is saw, and man, that thing was like bark, 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 bark. I was like, wow, I never felt a saw pull like that. I think that's a 372 though. But yeah, I could just imagine what 394s feel like or 3120s. But yeah, I got the chainsaw fever now. But working on all the power equipment. Now I have some money. I can, it's nice having money in your wallet. Now I can hopefully start some projects, do it the right way. And when I get one done, I can challenge Maddie again, and maybe we can go to a remote location somewhere and do some cutting. But I definitely like to do one from scratch. Yeah, that's what Maddie was saying. I'm sorry. He didn't get into particulars. He just said you were having some issues. So I'm really apologize. I'll say my prayers for you, James. Hopefully things will work out. But yeah, I tell you, there was a lot of kids, or kids, even adults. It was the afternoon graduation today, University of Bridgeport, Connecticut. It was all the graduate degrees. So you had some adults in there as well as kids getting their masters and doctorates. So interesting. It was a little, well, a couple hours. I mean, we got there early, 12:30. We didn't get out of there until 4:30 or so. So it was a long day, but it was worth it. I mean, hearing your kid's name get called and seeing her shake the provost and the dean's hands and get that degree in her hand, it was worth it. I mean, she did this one on her own. I give her credit for that. She took a year off after her bachelor's, and then she said, "I got to go back and finish," and she did. So it was pretty cool. Hopefully, she says she wants to go for a 6-year degree so she could become, I guess, do management as well, like superintendent or something like that. So we'll see. But it's nice to see when your kids do better than you and do well. I've always tried to tell my kids, look, don't do it like me. You know, I didn't get my bachelor. I had my associate degree. I was 19 years old in mechanical engineering. But then I worked and worked and worked, and I was never able to go back to school except maybe a class here or there. So I was never able to finish up. And then when I started with my current job, I've been in 10 years with the aircraft company. They paid for schooling. So I was able to get a bachelor's degree when I turned 50, and I got a master's degree at age 53. I think it was 53 when I got it. So now I have a associate in mechanical engineering, a bachelor's in management, and an MBA. So, and the company, knows that you have it, and they've helped me out pay wise and all, so I can't complain. I got a great boss, and he even said, they do look at the experience, years plus education. So I think now I'm being compensated the way it should have been a while back, but I'm in a job I enjoy, and it's fun. It is fun. So now, tomorrow, Sunday, I got a tractor in the driveway. I got a push mower in the driveway. I got a Skag walk behind in the driveway. I've got all kinds of stuff. 4 phone calls when I got home of people want to drop off more equipment. So, it's busy. I mean, it's nice to make money, but I really need to put more time into family, because family is more important. And I'll be honest with you, I'm like my father, God rest his soul. He was a workaholic. He worked 7 days a week as a lineman, and his main concern was providing. And I've let that get to me. And providing seemed to be my biggest responsibility, but now I'm doing okay. So I think we can chill out and start being dad again, and having some fun with the family. I hope so. I really do, because it's all about family. But anyway, what else? Oh, I had a guy bring a tractor the other day. He said he almost killed himself with it. Yeah, thank God for family. Absolutely. He brought a tractor the other day. He's a guy I work with, and he said, "I got no brakes." I said, "What do you mean you got no brakes?" And he said he was mowing, and he was going down a slight incline. He hit the brake pedal. Nothing happened. He went into the street and almost hit somebody. So I ordered these brake pads. Let me see if I can open one up for you. It's actually a Ziploc bag. Usually they don't come in Ziploc bags. Anyway, it's these little, there's a brake pad. It looks like a little brick. Peerless rear ends use 2 of them with a little disc brake, about 2.5-inch diameter disc brake on a spline shaft on the transaxle. You don't need much because it's mechanical advantage on the shaft. And those little brake pads are what hold the tractor when you push down the pedal. Well, I took the caliper off the tractor yesterday morning. Yeah, yesterday morning, and there was no brake pad. Absolutely missing, nothing there. So I don't know if someone did something, but I don't think pads can fall out. I've seen worn pads that go down to about an eighth. I mean, this thing factory is probably, I don't know, 3/16 of an inch thick. I've seen them go down to about an eighth of an inch thick, but I've never seen them disappear before. Anyway, I got to put those in tomorrow and get those going so the guy has brakes, because I tried adjusting them all the way and I said, wait a minute, I'm adjusting it all the way and I have no brakes. There was no pads. So anyway, another thing I got to fix. And then, customers call me up. Oh, my drive belt broke. This broke, that broke. Can you come out? And it was funny. A guy was walking up my street yesterday, and he owns one of those lawn services where they spray your yard. The fertilizer places like Lawn Doctor, Lawn whatever. He had the shirt on. He was smart, though. He went to the town, got a permit and everything, so he could go around solicit. So he did it the right way. I give him credit for that. But anyway, he's walking up the street, and I'm in the driveway working on a tractor. And he goes, hey, is this Ken Small Engines? And I go, excuse me? And I'm thinking, who's this, IRS? He goes, you work on small engines? You have a small engine shop? I'm like, I work on small engines. It's a hobby, And I go, why? He goes, oh, no. You come up on my map. And I'm looking. He had a Google map of my street. And on this Google map, at my address, it says Ken Small Engine Repair. I'm like, I've seen it before. You know what it was? One of the guys, when my daughter had her cancer back in high school, this is going back, oh boy, she was diagnosed 8 years ago. Knock wood, she's clean now. But when she was diagnosed, I met a man a few towns down who had a John Deere tractor. He needed some work done on it. And his wife was stricken with cancer as well. Unfortunately, she didn't make it, but we got to become, friendly with each other. And I did some pro bono work for him. And he put me on Yelp, I guess, did a review. Didn't ask for it because all my referrals are friends and family. I don't advertise. I mean, if someone tells someone, hey, go see Kenny, he'll fix it for you. And he's reasonable and he works weekends, whatever. I said, that's fine. But anyway, ever since he put me on that Yelp, and it's nice, a nice review. He said, Kenny's a great guy, reasonable, blah, blah. But Yelp keeps calling me like every week saying, oh, we want you to sign up and this and that, whatever, we'll get you more business. I don't need more business. I have over 500 customers in my database. I may not see a guy for 5 years. He may bring his equipment to me only when it's not running good or something. That's fine. Okay. Because I think if all 500 tried to, get stuff serviced, I'd have to quit my job. And I'm not going to do that. So I have enough work, believe me. People every week call me this and that. I mean, they know my number. And if you do a search for me online, you'll see it. Ken Small Engines, whatever. But I don't advertise. It's just people's comments and things like that. So, but anyway, he said to me, he goes, you fix chainsaws? And I'm like, as a matter of fact, I do. What you got? Home light. I'm like, oh. I go, what color is it? I says, like a red and yellow? Or, yeah. What's the matter? He goes, oh, I think the fuel is bad. I was like, okay. I said, well, let me tell you something. I told him the old trick. I said, where'd you get the saw? He bought it from someone cheap. And I said, the first thing you do before you even bring it to me, take the 2 screws out of the muffler, pull the muffler, look inside the exhaust port. And if you see it all scored up, throw it out. It's not worth it. I said, if it's nice and shiny in there, no wear marks or anything, nice and good, okay, I'll fix it up for you. But I tell people now, before you even bring it to me, check the exhaust port, pull a muffler on any 2-stroke equipment, especially if you get it for free or at the dump or your neighbor gives it to you. Pull the muffler and make sure it's not scored, because I remember for a good, oh my gosh, maybe a year or so, when I first started working on 2-strokes, it drove me nuts when I couldn't start them. I replaced fuel lines and this and that. And I couldn't get them started. It was a scored cylinder. I didn't really think to, make sure, that the cylinder is good, because you can check. Compression will fool you. It'll look like you got 100 plus or more pounds, but it just, won't fire, won't light. So I tell my customers, and a lot of them will say, oh, I don't have the tools to do anything. I'll bring it by anyway. And I was like, okay. So, I'll spend 2 minutes. I'll take off the muffler and look. And if it's bad, I'll just say, throw it away. And I don't charge them anything. But then there are some people that have equipment. Oh, their father owned it. Their grandfather owned it. They want it fixed. They want it right. Okay. I don't mind. But the cheaper equipment, and Maddie said this to me too. He refuses to work on the cheaper stuff. Like people like Craig Timmons, myself, Bruce Pender, Donnie Boy, those guys. We'll work on anything. We don't care what it is, a pull-on saw. It doesn't matter what size, whatever. If a customer wants something fixed, okay, no problem. It gives us a chance to make a few bucks, maybe learn something. So I never say no unless it's, if I look at it and I see it scored, then I tell them, look, it's not worth it. If it's a bigger piece of equipment where I can get a piston cylinder or something to a top end, yeah. But I had one guy had a Sears Craftsman blower pool on, and it was a scored piston cylinder. And oh yeah, Craigie's the best. He's absolutely the best. And we were actually we're the same age. We were born the same year, and we talk about that sometimes. And we're about the same size physically, I think. But I tell people, one guy brought a Craftsman blower in, and you couldn't buy a piston for it. Couldn't buy any of the parts, but they'd sell you a short block for $79. And I said to him, $79 isn't bad. Well, the guy paid $99 for the whole thing brand new. I said, look, pal, for what it would cost me to remove the old short block and put this one in, buy a new one. I said, but instead of spending $99, spend $159, get a Steel, an Echo, a Husky, whatever. Get something that you can keep for 20 years, So, yeah. We're all getting old, that's for sure. But yeah, like I said, I like a challenge. That's one reason I became an engineer years ago. But now, like I said, my current job, supervising mechanics and electronic repair technicians working on machine tools. I enjoy what I do. I go in every day, and I really enjoy helping them solve problems. It's rewarding. Then I come home and I get to do it all over again with power equipment. So it's fun. But never turn down a challenge. And hopefully my younger daughter's taking after me. She likes tearing into things. So hopefully that'll be her forte too. But what else? What else can we talk about, James? Like I said, great day at the get together. I wish I could have stayed all day. It would have been so much fun. He had a ripping fire going. Dan was working mini excavators and equipment, moving stuff. He had a bunch of nice timbers. I think the last videos that Matty showed, he actually had some precision cut timbers, like some really nice looking beams that they were cutting. I didn't really see much of the video. It looked like it was, cutting out. Someone said around 15 minutes, the video went black, his second video cutting. I tried to look at it before, but it wouldn't come up. I was actually trying to watch some of it when I was at the diner. I actually chimed in a little bit, but then I had to eat. But we'll see. I think Dan does it in the fall, and I'd love to be prepared this time. That's one thing I think I'm going to do. This time my business got the best of me, hobby business, whatever. I was more concerned of getting my customers' equipment fixed than getting my own equipment. I mean, like anybody, the painter has the worst paint on his house, the carpenter has the worst wood, the mechanic has the worst running car. Well, I'm the power equipment guy that has the equipment that doesn't ever get serviced. So, because I'm always fixing everybody else's. So I've got 4 tractors in my backyard. Not one of them runs right now because I haven't had time to just go through them. So anyway, it's always customers first. I got to start putting myself first, but that's beside the point. What else? I tell you one thing though, without this internet, I would be dead, because it's one thing when you work on one type of equipment, one brand or one model or something like that, and you stick with it. Like look at Matty with the Husky saws. I mean, he's pretty much, got it down pat, bolt for bolt, what things are. He'll look at a bolt and say, oh, that's cover bolt for 288. I mean, he knows, which is cool. I work on so many different brands and types of equipment. I can't memorize everything, Dozer, what'd you buy? D, what's it up till now? D what? Didn't you buy a D8, D6, something like that? D10? I thought you did. It's got to be a cat, though, right? Indy? What'd you get? D4. Ooh, D4. Nice. Nice. 70s? What's a D4? Like 78, 76? But that ought to be fun. What are you going to do? Just drag stuff around with it? They definitely look like fun. 79. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think when you mentioned that one time, I think I asked you, and I went on YouTube and looked at some of the older videos on those. Pretty cool machines. A lot of hours on it, or what? A good purchase, or just something to play with? You were saying you were gonna move stuff around the yard where your trucks are? Do something around there? I know you got those thousands of acres you talked about. That's interesting. Be fun to start taking that dozer and just ram in the dirt. So 3,000, but 3,000 on a commercial piece like that, if it was maintained, I mean, those things you could just take out the whole sleeve and throw a new one in if you need to, as long as the hydraulics are still good. You know, those things are heavy too. What are those, like 15 ton or something? 12 ton? I know they're heavy. Um, there was a guy. You've probably seen his videos. Andrew Camerata. He's a young man in upstate New York. Has his own little construction company, and he had a dozer sort of like that, and he was moving a. He takes shipping containers and he makes homes out of them, and he built one, I think, for somebody. I don't know if it was his brother or not. 45,000. Okay, yeah, 22 ton. Yeah, okay, that's about right. He moved it with a, I think it was a cat dozer, but he was moving it through the woods to its final resting spot that had a nice view. But it was just pretty cool. He took metal shipping containers, cut holes in them, put windows in, had a company spray foam insulation into all the recesses, so it was fully insulated. Pretty cool. He actually, if you see his channel, Andrew Camerata, it's called, he actually took shipping containers and made a castle out of them. And that's his shop and where he does all his business out of. It's pretty cool. He's got a big rooftop deck. Really, really just a cool kid. I mean, he was fixing chainsaws one day, and Maddie and the guys are like, oh my God, he's killing these saws. But hey, the kid does everything. I really admire a young man. He looks like he's in his early 20s who will just take the initiative and fix stuff. And, the kid hauls tons and tons and tons of gravel and rocks and dirt. And, he's got, I guess it's his father's hand-me-down machines or whatever it is from his father's construction company. But he's just, I tell you, I love watching his videos. He's just a cool kid. And he does a lot of filming with a drone. So he'll actually show himself plowing a field and have the drone filming him plowing the field from overhead. So if you get a chance, look at Andrew Camerata. He's a cool kid, and I envy him for having the ambition to do what he's doing at such a young age. I really wish I was able to do that when I was younger, but like I said, where I grew up, the lots were small, and there were really no farms real close. It was almost like the suburbs just out of the city where, you had a lawn and all, but that was about it. No real big land or anything like that. So, but what else? What else? Trying to think. I'm going to do a post-mortem on that saw, because when Maddie looked at it, he was curious as to whether the scoring was just on the exhaust side or if it was on the intake too. Because as he said to me, if you see scoring on the intake and exhaust side, it means it was straight gas. If you just see it on the exhaust side, sometime it could just be carbon buildup on the cylinder because of over oiling, and the carbon will actually try and get out the exhaust and score that end of the cylinder. So that's a tip for people. If you're looking at saws and you see that there's no scoring in the carburetor side, but a little scoring in the exhaust, there may be hope for it. You may have enough compression in it. It may be a good firewood saw that you don't have to take apart. So good tip for someone out there. You could still have a little bit of scoring and still be a decent saw to cut wood with or stuff like that. I said the one I ran today had scoring in it, and I thought it ran pretty good for what it was, so it wasn't too bad. Everybody's out here. Wife and kids are out grocery shopping, I think it was, waiting for them to come home. But it was funny. I had an egg sandwich this morning at 7, a little after 7, when I got to Dan's, and a cup of coffee, and I didn't eat it at all until like 5-ish after graduation was over. So I had a nice roast turkey dinner, and I pigged out. I ate too much, but I can feel it now. I got agita, but because I eat too fast. I always eat too fast. But I love, when I go to the diner, a nice roast turkey dinner, gravy, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, stuffing. Oh, that's my favorite. And I got my favorite soup, matzo ball soup. Love matzo ball soup. It's like a big ball of crackers and a nice chicken broth. I love that. So Nice matzo ball soup. That was good too. But anyway, are you home, James? Are you infirmed or what are you? You didn't say where you were. Hopefully, you're home. Um, we'll see. But I was asking Maddie this morning how you were because I know he said he sent you that saw. That was pretty cool. So your eyes must have lit up when you got that thing. Um, I'm thinking he'll probably send out the other saw this week because with the get together done. If I'm not mistaken, it's just the power head. I don't know if he sold you the bar or anything, bar and chain. Probably not because I know he loves his Sugihara bars. And I tell you, I bought my first Sugihara. I think the bar cost me $89 for a 16-inch bar, but it's all right. A couple of lawnmower tune-ups and there's $89. So let my customers pay for it. How's that? It's funny. My kids yell and scream about the price of gas over here. I don't know what it is down in Indy, but the whole saw, cool. Gas here, where I am in Trumbull, is about $3.10 for regular a gallon. If you go down to Greenwich and Stanford, the Gold Coast down there, it's $4 a gallon for regular. But up where we are, it's about $3.10, and people use their points from Stop and Shop, the supermarket here. They sell gas at the supermarket, and you get points off for what you spend on groceries. So my wife always, compliments herself and my daughter. Oh, I got 20 cents off a gallon. $2.9. Yeah, so it's about the same. She usually gets about 20 cents a week off. You're allowed, I think, 20 gallons a week, and she gets about 20 cents off a week. So, her Jeep takes, say, 20 gallons. It takes that at least. So she saves what, $4, whatever. To me, my customers pay for my gas. Every time I pick up and deliver a piece of equipment, I charge the customer. So they're paying for the gas. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to go down the street. The closest one is a Mobile. It's got good detergent gasoline. So I just use them. I don't care, and they have great coffee. So the other night I was on with a Hostess fruit pie. Love it. Cherry fruit pie. And one of their cups of coffee, they have Green Mountain coffee, but they sell it 99 cents. How can you beat it? No tax. It's like 99 cents. And I can get a 24-ounce cup for 99 cents. So a Hostess fruit pie, 24-ounce cup of Joe, I'm in. Gives me enough sugar to get through the day and enough caffeine to keep me going too. So anyway, all right. It's over a half hour, James. I'm going to hit it. Hopefully the wife and kids will be home soon, but you take care of yourself. Prayers are going out to you. And, I'm beat. It's been a long day. I think I'm gonna. Hopefully, the kids and them will be home soon, and we'll say our good nights, and I'll hit the hay. So tomorrow's another day. Stuff to fix. New customers, old customers, you and the gang. Hopefully, we'll talk again tomorrow. But you take care. Like I said, prayers off to you, and you have a great night. And we will talk to you guys soon. So. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do, whoever's watching, whoever's listening. But take care of yourselves. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.